So you may be wondering, which version of Sonic 3D Blast is the best? There are versions on the Genesis, the Saturn, and the PC, which I will not be showing today. On the left, we have the Genesis Mega Drive version of Sonic 3D Blast. On the right, everybody's favorite planet, Saturn. I want to talk about what are some of the major differences and some of our experiences. I think all of us here have at least tried the Saturn version. So we can come back to our experiences in a moment. I just want to outline, I think, the three most obvious differences. I actually have the bonus stages running side by side. So that is like a major change between the two. On the Genesis version, you run up a bridge, and in the Saturn version, it is kind of, I guess, more. I don't have a good descriptor for this, but it looks like the ones from Sonic 2, except maybe better, more visually pleasing. And then, of course, that kind of ties into the theme of what's really different between both these games. Visually, they are way different, and in terms of audio and the soundtracks, they are way different. So the visuals are, I can't really describe this, but it looks maybe a little more cartoony on the Genesis version. Very, very refined textures, like very sharp, I guess, but still colorful. And with the Saturn version, I guess smoother. And when it comes to the soundtracks, I don't know if I can describe the Genesis one. I'll try. I guess more like typical Genesis MIDI twang, and the Saturn one has more of an orchestrated soundtrack. I don't know the composers, but they exist.
Oh, actually, I know the composer for the Saturn version also did the music for Sonic R. I do remember that.
Hell yeah.
That's a good thing.
Yeah, that is a good thing. In fact, actually, the ending song of Sonic 3D Blast on Saturn almost sounds like a Sonic R song, but if it was more of like a ballad track, it's actually really good.
Hell yeah. Good reason to finish the Saturn version. So let's kind of go around the room and say, what is your experience with each of these versions? Genesis versus Saturn. Which have you played more and why?
I'll start. I've played way more of the Genesis version because apparently it was easier to emulate, according to Alex.
It is.
That is why I picked it. I played the Saturn for like 5 minutes. I thought it sucked. The Genesis, my opinion doesn't change, but I played it for the show, so so there you go.
I was gonna say,
Mega Drive fan. All right. Anyway, sorry, Chris. Go.
Oh, sorry, I was gonna say that, like, I know you do have a good PC, but you could probably emulate Saturn if you have, like, the right setup for it.
Yeah. Well, I was just talking. We were just talking, me and Alex, and he said that there was some struggle with it on the Steam Deck because that's where I was playing this, and I was like, I won't even fucking bother. I'll just play the Genesis.
Okay, if you're playing
Saturn
on
emulation
Steam
on the Steam Deck isn't great right now, so yeah, I was like, just do some.
Okay, yeah, I don't know about that, but I know on PC I use Manafin, and it's like fucking amazing.
Manafin. Okay, that's good to know because I do want to play Shining Force 3 at some point.
And Bug.
And Bug.
Yeah, and
Shining Force
Bug.
3 and Bug. So I want to play those two games, so that'll be good to know. Manafin.
Yeah, Manafin. Yeah.
Manafin.
Yes.
Everybody get ready for the Bug archive.
That's Arnold's favorite emulator. Manafin. Yeah. I'm downloading Manafin.
I don't know. I just like saying it like that. It's fun. But
Chris.
as for me though, I guess I can go. Yeah, I played more of the Saturn one. Like, yeah, I did play the Genesis one first with the Mega Collection there, but I never beat that game because, like, I was never, like, good at it. And also, I remember, like, the stages, like, they always felt, like, really long. But I remember when I was playing through the Saturn game, yeah, I actually beat the whole game. So, I mean, yeah, obviously I played that one more, and and I really love the music a lot more too, which kind of helped me kind of like want to like get motivated to play through it all because the music was just so good. So yeah, that's the one that I played more of.
What are your favorite tracks in the Saturn version?
Oh, that would be Rusty Ruins 2 is easily my favorite. But I also really like the one of the ice level music is really good. I forget which one. I always get mixed up which one is which, but they're both really good. And then the I think it's the Volcano Zone had a really really good soundtrack. That was the one where it kind of sounds like really epic and stuff.
Yeah, that Ice Cap Zone, maybe one of my favorite songs from the game. And then even the opening, is that Rusty Ruin? Is that the first stage? Or it's the
Rusty Ruins
second?
is the second one.
It's like
It's
the
the one
temple. Yeah.
that has that like it has like that like little like piano intro. Then it goes the do, do, yeah. I love that.
And a really cool visual element in that stage, you can actually see fog at certain points. So it's like they added like
Yeah,
some
yeah. No, the
subtle
weather
weather
effects are
effects.
really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alex.
I mean, just due to accessibility, I've played the Genesis version more. Obviously, I just got the Saturn one, but I did play some of it the other day. I didn't. I've been kind of busy, so I focused on the Genesis one for this, just because it's easier for me to save a Genesis game with, like, all the modern ways to play it. But I did play a few levels into the Saturn one, and it's great. I appreciate the added effects to the levels, and the soundtrack's really good. I'm just really nostalgic for the Genesis soundtrack, and I think even Sonic, like the Team Sonic, they are Sonic Team, because I mean a lot of the stuff from the Genesis soundtrack reappeared in Adventure in various forms. And I think that also probably contributes to my nostalgia for the Genesis version. There's a lot of the songs, like the one of the last acts of starts out, it's like like that one, and I mean even just like the first level, like those songs reappear in Adventure in different ways. I've played the hell out of Adventure, so more so I'm probably more nostalgic for those songs in that game than I am those songs in the actual Genesis version itself.
Understandable. Alex is the biggest Sonic fan here, for sure. Although Spencer is the Sonic guy.
Yeah, it's a guy versus fan. Or
So,
kind of,
Spencer's the Sonic guy, and I'm just the fattest Sonic fan here.
Yeah. Fat as in cool.
Okay. I'll go and clear that up.
pretty hot and tempting.
Eddie, what about you? Did you...
I gotta say, you sent me a Saturn,
PH?
and one of the first games I knew I wanted to get, and that was within the realm of affordability at the time, was 3D Blast, and I was always really appreciative of that game. Sonic 3D Blast always kind of had a bad reputation. I think even the Saturn too, kind of, for like not having like a lot to play, and I think even at the time of collecting, because I got the Saturn way after the fact. What was that, like 2018, 2019? I don't know.
17.
Okay, it was close.
I think it was 17. Yeah.
And I don't have a lot of Saturn games, so I am incredibly nostalgic for this one. It's one that I frequently replay and have replayed over the years. I do play the Genesis version a lot because I have that Sega Genesis collection, like a dozen which ways, on freaking every modern console. So I do play that 3D Blast version a lot, but every time I go home and I'm hooking up a console to my TV, I always feel like, hey, why not just set up the Saturn and do a 3D Blast run? And like Chris, I'm really nostalgic about the music. I hope you get further soon and can experience some of that for yourself. Maybe you can create new nostalgia.
Ooh. I love the special stages though in the Saturn one. I will say that. Because they're like fully 3D. They're great. And they beat the pants off the Genesis one for sure.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
So.
So let's do a vote real quick. Given the tools, if money wasn't a factor or emulation wasn't a factor, which would you play today, Genesis or Saturn? Spencer?
Well, I guess it would be Saturn, but The real answer is it would be neither. But it would be, if I had to pick, it would be Saturn.
Chris,
Yeah, it'd be Saturn. No problem about it.
Alex.
It would be Genesis, but with the asterisk that it's the 2017 director's cut, because that added better controls, a save feature, and other cool options to the game that make it the best version of the game.
Nice. And Teddy, Saturn. Okay, Saturn wins.
Hooray.
And
A
there
rare
you
win
have
for
it.
the Sega Saturn.
Yeah.
Good going.
We did it.
Yeah, good one.